Hi, my name's Nick with IT Supplies. Have you ever gotten to the point where you're wondering, should I spend the extra money to get the bulk ink version of the printer you have? Well, in this video, we're going to cover what it's going to take, what justifies buying the bulk ink unit. We'll go through cost per milliliter and square footage and when it's going to make sense to make the upgrade. Here we go. First, I'd like to take you through the Epson S-Series printers. So Epson came out with the S6600L, which is the counterpart to the S6600, and the S8600L, which is the counterpart to the S8600. Really, the only difference between the two is that the S8600L and the S6600L have these 1.5 liter pouches. So what does that do, and what's the cost difference between the two machines? And I'll start with the S60 first. The cost difference between the machines themselves is $3,000. So a regular standard S6600 costs $15,995, and the S6600L costs $18,995. So how do we make up, and what justifies that difference in cost, right? Well, it's the difference in the ink cost. So this cartridge right here has a square foot or price per milliliter of 24 cents. And this pouch over here, which is 1.5 liters, has a cost of 16.5 cents per milliliter. So how much square footage do I need to print in order to make up that $3,000 delta? Well, Epson has come up with a cost that an amount of square footage where if you're a business is doing 40,000 square feet annually, just on the ink savings alone, your break even is going to be right at that 40,000 square foot of printing. So if you do the math and you try to see how many ink sets would it take, right? So maybe you don't know your square footage, right? So if you have an S6600 today and annually you go through 6.5 ink sets, which is 8 cartridges times 6.5, in a year's time, that cost delta alone, compared to the 1.5 liter pouches, would be enough to justify making that upgrade. Switching gears over to the S8600L now, let's start first with the equipment price, right? So the S8600 is $18,995, and the S8600L is $22,995, giving you a delta of $4,000. So you ask the question, when do I upgrade to the S80L? When does bulk ink make sense for me? Well, again, just like the S6600, the ink prices are exactly the same. It's 24 cents per milliliter for the 700 ml cartridge, and it's 16.5 cents per milliliter for the 1.5 liter pouch. So how much printing do I need to do on my S80 now to break that delta? So, doing the math, you have a delta of about 7.5 cents between the cost of this and this. So, if you do the math, it's going to take about 53,000 square feet to justify the delta between the S80 and 600 and the S8600L. So if you're printing at least 53,000 square feet in a year or over the course of 2 years, and you want to save some money on your ink costs, then it's time to upgrade to the S8600L. So now let's talk about the HP Latex 700 and 800 series. So on the 700 series, the ink cartridge size is 1 liter. On the 800 series, you have a 3 liter box. Costs, the 1 liter cartridges are $143 per liter, and the 3 liter cartridges are $300 per liter. So what does that break down to in cost per milliliter, right? And what's the cost delta in the printers alone? So we're going to go through that math. On the 1 liter cartridges, you're looking at just over 14 cents per milliliter, and on the 3 liter boxes, you're looking at 10 cents per milliliter. So now let's shift gears and look at the cost per the equipment. On the 700, currently the cost is $17,695. And on the 800 series, you're looking at $27,995, giving you a delta at just about over $10,000. So that's a lot of delta to make up with ink cost, right? So with the 700 and 800 series, you're looking at really a 20,000 square foot a month run rate in order to justify moving up to the 800 series with the bulk inks. So now let's switch over to the W series, since now HP has the white ink, right? So the 700W, the equipment cost currently is $21,695. And on the 800W, it's $29,995. So again, that gives you a delta of $8,300. So a little smaller of a price, but still a pretty large delta to cover. So with that particular series, you're looking at 16,000 square foot a month in order to cover your costs and really get the ROI on upgrading up to the bulk ink unit system. If you're a business owner and you think it's time to make the switch to a bulk ink system, please contact an IT Supplies commercial sales rep, and we'd be happy to put together a customized, personalized cost analysis to see if your output is right to move it up to a bulk ink system. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, or comment on the video, and we'll be happy to get right back to you. And again, thanks for stopping by, and have a great day.